have a grand final. A very exciting grand final. Between BloodraIN, playing as all the different kinds of disgusting Eldar creatures, but in this particular case, the Warp Spider Exarch, versus Val.Hero, playing as a rather swanky looking Dark Angel's Force Commander. The map is Ashes of Typhon, an interesting map. Players spawn in the north and the south. The western side has only 2 victory points and 2 requisition points. The eastern side of the map has everything else. It has power, it has victory point, it has requisition. Both players have a natural power and a natural requisition. And there is power in the middle of the map, which rarely you see anything built on, but someone will usually capture it. Previous times I have seen BloodraIN play this map, he has fallen victim to a push onto his power. I think that happened against Piano, it happened against Dark.Hero, it happened against... I think it even happened against Croak, or Jeff. There seems to be a weakness for him, is defending his power on this map. But, here we see the Space Marines focusing most of their firepower on the western side, forcing off Banshees with good use of Battle Cry to buff the damage of the Tactical Marines. Banshees took a lot of damage on the way in, did not want to lose models to the Tactical Marines, so decided to get the hell out of there. On the western side, what have you got there? On the western side, we have a Warp Spider Exarch looking menacingly towards the Scouts. Scouts want not a bar of this, and Scout Snipers will be the choice. Okay. Okay, knowing that BloodraIN has a A style... Oh god, look at the damage on that sniper rifle. Good grief. BloodraIN certainly has A style, and the style is masses of shurikens. You know what's good against masses of shurikens? Sniper rifles. Reasonably good. We saw it used pretty well by Sky Silver against Casted earlier today. Feels like forever ago, but it was only a few hours ago. Space Marines forced off the field, but no losses yet. I don't think there have been any losses from either side, actually. And BloodraIN has still got his power. This is good news for him. Scout Snipers moving up with their infiltration training on the way. See if they can take out a Banshee or 2. Not looking like they want a piece of that. Oh, can they perhaps instead go for Guardians? Pew! They can, but he was just got into cover behind these magma rocks. Rangers up now for BloodraIN. Rangers do have a longer detection range than Scouts, and the Scouts need to buy their Sergeant before they are even a detector. Rangers come out the gates as a detector. They can see the Scouts from further away than the Scouts can see the Rangers, which is a slight advantage. Not massively far away, but a slight advantage. Assault Marines is the choice from Val.Hero. Understandable. It's only a single squad of Scout Snipers. And without a detector in range, these Rangers will take dramatically reduced damage. It didn't help them much. Did not help them much at all. Now the Scout Snipers engaging the Shuriken weapon team. And without the detection of the Rangers, they will fade away into the shadows. Scout Snipers taking pot shots at the Eldar, approaching the victory point. They will, of course, know that there are Scouts here because their requisition is being decapped. Pretty obvious sign there that some shenanigans are underway. Meanwhile, the Warp Spider Exarch has decapped the eastern side. Will be stunning up the lead model of the Tactical Marines with his heavy gauge death spinners. I hear the wailing of Banshees. And Assault Marines have jumped onto the Shuriken weapons team. With only Rangers here to throw them off, this will have to be a retreat. There's no doubt about it. Oh, Okay, the Banshees and the Guardians come in, but they retreat anyway. And Assault Marines jump out to safety. Tactical Marines did lose a model. He was blown to pieces by the Warp Spider Exarch. Oh, Scouts on the retreat path, but no Sergeant for grenades. Here comes in the Sergeant. Force Commander took masses of damage in a tussle with the Warp Spider Exarch. Double Rangers is the build from BloodraIN. Scouts with their Sergeant attempting a foot grenade end up just almost grenading themselves and will not lose a model. Wow. With Banshees in direct retreat path, that's very lucky. Good grief. So, power unmolested for both players. Fairly tame early game, nothing too crazy except, Scout snipers, which you very rarely see. We have ASM diving in now, but they do lose a model to the snipers of the Ranger squad. Not able to do much of anything, really, against this setup team. And that's going to be expensive to replace, and a long time healing for the other two models. These two models have next to no HP each. Like, less than 100 each. So, Tier 2 on the way now for Val.Hero, the Eldar pushing across the map. Looking to take back the neutral victory point and take on the natural victory point of Dark Hero. Let's see if there's a grenade in play. There is. It's going to be a good hit. A very good hit, actually. Killed all but one of the Guardians. When they say good value grenades, that's a good value grenade. So, slight tech advantage here for Val.Hero, but he is taking some damage here from the push of the Eldar. He will lose at least a generator, I'd imagine. Assault Marines are not fully healed, get knocked back by the kinetic blast of the Rangers, but have all three models on the field. Still missing about a third of their health. Tactical Marines getting gibbed by Warp Spider Exarch, Shuriken Cannon, and Rangers. Another kinetic blast knocks back the Assault Marines again, and this Tactical Marine just needs to get out of here. Very manly boy, but he's in the wrong place at the wrong time. ASM needs to jump away before they're flanked by Banshees, and they do so. There is no glory in pointless defeat, as you so rightly say, Mr. Assault Marine. Scout Snipers continuing to take pot shots away. They haven't really achieved anything so far. What will the choice be in Tier 2? Val.Hero has a ton of requisition. A metric shit ton, if you will. But what to spend it on? His power is negligible. He doesn't have very much of it. Nor does he have the greatest income. Rangers being detected now by the Scout Sergeant. Moving forwards, the Sniper Scout is still in play. Only one model left on that squad. It is very vulnerable to attack by Rangers. Apologies, my voice is abandoning me at this late hour. So I have to keep clearing my throat and taking sips of tea to maintain my ability to speak. Assault Squad Sergeant is the play, as are Stern Guard Veterans. That's what Val.Hero will spend his money on. In the meantime, a Falcon is the choice from BloodraIN. Do we have a melter bomb? We do not have a melter bomb on the Assault Marines. We are using the Hellfire rounds of the Stern Guard Veterans, which does a tremendous amount of damage to light infantry, including damage over time. The Warp Spider Exarch got out of there in quite a timely fashion, shall we say. Banshees losing models on retreat. Rangers now taking damage from the Stern Guard with their Hellfire bolts in. Switching to Vengeance rounds now against the vehicle armor. They are the only anti-vehicle option at the moment. Melter bombs could be a choice from the Assault Marines, but light anti-vehicle is not going to kill a Falcon very quickly. Stern Guard losing models. And here comes the rest of the Eldar host. No upgrades on the Force Commander. Let's see, will he start a Melter Bomb? Or is this a Tier 3 rush? Why has he got so much requisition? That is my question to him. And it's a Dreadnought. That's the play. The Dreadnought is the play. Good grief. As you heard from that voice crack, we are slowly losing. But we will fight to the bitter end. This looks difficult here for Val.Hero to break this contain. I'm not sure what his plans are to deal with the Eldar stuff. Clearly a Dreadnought is the plan, but I'm not convinced of the efficacy of said plan. Do we have Melter Bombs? We do have Melter Bombs. Okay, so between Stern Guards and Melter Bombs, we can deal with the Falcon Grav tank. The Dreadnought, if it's ahead of the army, can do a good job soaking up fire. Here comes the leap in from the Assault Marines. Leaping onto Guardians, however, not the suppression team in the back. Taking massive amounts of damage and forced immediately to retreat. The Dreadnought is on the way, going for a multi-melter. Let's see if the Bright Lance is the choice. It is the choice. Kinetic Blast knocks down the Stern Guard, whilst the Shuriken weapon team suppresses the Force Commander. Emperor's Fist used there, whilst he still can, and the multi-melter is now online. Bright Lance is now in play as well, taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Scouts making a nuisance of themselves, infiltrating around the map, holding the victory points, decapping the resources of the Eldar, but he has to shift them off his power somehow. It's a Devastator squad up next. Devastators to go for the las cannons, no doubt. Las guns. Las guns on a Space Marine. Lol. A Space Marine would see dead using a las gun. It would break like a toothpick in their giant hands. The multi-melted Dreadnought, not anywhere near as dangerous in melee combat. No slouch by any measure, but definitely not as nightmarish a proposition. Stern Guard are still using Vengeance rounds to shoot at Howling Banshees. That will reduce the damage they do. But here they come, looking to pressure onto the... where are the Assault Marines? Lagging behind a little. This is an ill-advised push from the Force Commander and the Stern Guard. The Dreadnought is here to support, but the Force Commander has gone down. Should have waited for his entire army to be present. The Dreadnought will go down shortly as well. Can't get away from the Falcon. Devastator did not go for las cannon. He went for advanced targeting. No energy for the Melter Bomb here. A grenade from the Guardians trying to force back the ASM. But the Dreadnought does fall. Tier 3 on the way now for BloodraIN, and the Scout Squad has been wiped somewhere on the map. I'm not sure where. Oh, here on the requisition point, it looks like. BloodraIN going up to Tier 3. This looks very difficult for Dark.Hero now. I mean, it's looked difficult for Dark.Hero for a very long time. We have an Autarch called in onto the Devastator Marines and leaping away from the Kraken bolts of the Stern Guard veterans. Fairly certain that Kraken bolts do not do additional damage to the Autarch. I don't think she's heavy infantry. Oi, oi, oi. Let us see what the next play is. Dark.Hero going for a Librarian. Not going to necessarily make the difference that we're looking for. Useful unit, no doubt. Very disruptive unit. But what will the Tier 3 play for the Eldar be? Seer Council is a possibility. We could also see Fire Prism. Fire Prism would definitely help put the Space Marines in their base. There's not much on the field that can deal with a Fire Prism. We shall have to see what BloodraIN's choice is. I like either Seer Council or the Fire Prism. I think an avatar would be memeing, but that's fine, I guess, if you can get away with it. There is an energy for a Melter Bomb, but there's no follow-up to really go with that. Autark diving in with the Executioner Spear. Power melee DPS, chopping up power armored Space Marines like Kibble. Working on the Force Commander now. Look at the damage. The Force Commander's going to die again. No sync kill, unfortunately, from the Autark. I don't honestly know if BloodraIN needs a tier 3 unit. It seems like he's won the game with what he has out on the field at the moment. What do we got going on here? Okay, the Force Barrier, just for fun. It's going to bounce back the Wolf Spider Exarch, but that's about it. Bright Lance is set up in heavy cover, but you know there's no vehicles here. And Seer Council is the choice. This is a whole squad of Warlocks, very dangerous melee combatants. They also reduce the range damage taken by allies in their radius by, what was it, 15%? I think. Advanced targeting here, used on the Warp Spider Exarch, who dives into melee combat with the Devastators. This is a good fight for him and a bad fight for the Devastators. Yeah, a bit of a strange game here from Val.Hero. Not the best decision making ever, but you know, we could have seen it go differently. But here comes the Seer Council, a whole mob of Warlocks coming out onto the field. Are they going to find anything to tangle with? Oh, nice of the Banshees just to let the Stone Guard just walk past them. Very nice of them. So this little aura you're seeing here around the Seer Council, that's the ranged damage reduction aura. Any unit with that aura will take a significant amount less range damage. And the Falcon also has an energy shield up now, so he pretty much can't die. Assault Marines jumping to cap a requisition point. Autark chopping up Devastators. Banshees chopping up Stern Guard and Devastators. I think the Seer Council actually got the last hit. Seer Council moving in to attack the Librarian, who has done the square root of bugger all in this game. And sooner rather than later, I believe we should see the concede from Val.Hero, jumping Assault Marines back into base for a semblance of safety. The Devastators did not wipe. How did the Devastators not wipe? They surely wiped, and this is a new squad. That's what's happened. He's just buying a load of Devastators. They did wipe. This is a fresh squad. It does not have advanced targeting. So, this is over by the kicking, and the kicking will be soon to come. Here we see the Falcon loading up all the melee infantry it can hold. Jetting forwards. Dropping off Banshees, Autarks, Seer Councils on top of Assault Marines. The Assault Marines managed to just about get out of there somehow. I have no idea how they didn't just immediately die, but, you know, c'est la vie. Stern Guard now trying to retake the natural power, being surrounded by a lot of melee Eldar. This is an amount of power melee, the likes of which never been seen before. Scouts trying to avoid detection. The Librarian is casting a force barrier on retreat, but is very much jeffing himself with the pathing here. How much health? Not enough health. And dead. Autark diving in onto Devastators, and GG. Considerable GG. Considerable levels of GG. Oi, oi, oi. Disaster from Val.Hero. It started off weird, Then it got weirder. And it ended pretty weird as well.